So it's looking like Netero's son and all of the Zodiacs are gonna go to the Dark Continent together and work as a team to truly explore the unknown. Now right now they have him in jail basically, waiting to see what the higher ups say they should do with him, but it cuts to show that V5 approved this temporary alliance with Netero's son. And it shows that even though they try to convince the world that the Dark Continent is fiction, really their priority is just keeping the peace and making sure everybody knows how dangerous it is. So then it cuts over to this giant whale ship in a harbor that can carry 200,000 people on it. It was created at the request of a king called Ro, who says there's actually going to be 20 of these ships in a year to carry civilians over to the Dark Continent. That random people will be chosen like a lottery to go on the voyage. Remember, V5 is just going to have the civilians go to another island while the actual hunters explore the Dark Continent. Oh, it's getting broadcasted on the news that despite how popular this voyage has become, it's still very dangerous. She says the creatures there are listed at a danger rating of C and asks if he can elaborate on what that means. But he just makes it sound like it's just going to be snakes and bears and regular animals there. Animals that might be fatal in a worst case scenario. A bunch of people online are saying that it has to have B or A rank creatures. And bro just laughs saying, well, nobody can completely rule them out. These people think we never went there because dangerous creatures exist. Now, many ancient ruins describe the calamities caused by going to the continent, but we've concluded that these mass casualties are from infections and viruses, things that modern medicine should completely take care of. In fact, the minerals and liquids held by the plant life there are much more likely to enhance human medicines by leaps and bounds. So I declare that the greatest gold rush of human history will take place in the next few years. Then it shows some boots walking down a hallway as it cuts over to Ging pulling up on Pariston, who's sitting with Netero's son's crew. As the broadcast says, the Dark Continent are where dreams are made. And Ging says, hey, let me get in on this. You're taking all newcomers, right? He's like, oh shit, for a second I thought you came to stop us. He says, I plan to. This whole mess is your specialty, a forced choice. Depending on what the Hunter Association decides, you're threatening to send 5,000 Chimera soldiers. Pariston just doesn't say shit because he pulled his whole card. So Ging says, come on, haven't you had enough yet? The association isn't your sandbox any longer, so stop messing with it. Well, I'll play with you personally from now on until you beg me to stop. Pause. And he says, oh, so you're finally gonna pay attention to me? He says, well, you see about that, I might just be doing it for my own fun. What is going on here? Then it cuts over to Leorio getting a call from the new chairman. Cheeto says he's currently the most respected hunter in the association, probably because of the way he rocked Ging. So she's trying to recruit him as a Zodiac. He's like, hold up, bro, I got a lot of things to do. And she says, you mean medical school? Don't worry about it. I've already contacted your school. And they made a special exception approving an indefinite term for him to study abroad. He can just go to the Dark Continent as a part of the medical team. And since she's the chief physician, he can earn academic credit. Well, I know I'm the one asking for a favor, but I won't give you an easy grade. Of course, if you're not good enough, you may end up wasting months to years of your life. This shit is about to be dangerous. There's not going to be any other compensation. And if you'd rather be a doctor in a safe place, then feel free to refuse. He's like, oh, bet, I refuse. I should be the one asking you, what better opportunity could I ask for? Well, please let me do it. And she says, sure, thank you. He says, wait, one more thing. You do have an extra opening in the Zodiacs, right? I do have somebody that I'd like to recommend. And it cuts back to Ging and Pariston just staring each other down. Pariston's like, why did you assume those were the only two options? If they were the association, then doing what I would want is gonna make things worse. Like, that's not a negotiation. And the hunter exam thing came out of nowhere. He's like, come on, bro, you're not negotiating shit. This whole thing is a game that you're playing by yourself. You're not even gonna ask me how I know you hiding Chimera ants? I mean, well, shit, it's not like I was trying to hide it. But if the association accepts the terms and explores the Dark Continent officially, they need expert personnel, which governments are often reluctant to send in. Now, Cheeto can recruit the necessary personnel through a new hunter exam. The association acts independent of the government. It's the most realistic and efficient way, but to you, it's the most moderate and boring decision, one you'd rather not have happen. He tries to continue and say Netero would, but he interrupts like, nah, bro, he wouldn't do that. And they just look at each other. He says Netero would accept losing the V5 as a client and refuse to accompany Beyond, find his own way there first, then wait for Beyond on the Dark Continent, and then announce a great hunt for Beyond himself. That's what the Hunter Association should be, right? But Jing's like, bro, why are you trying so hard to destroy it if you're so obsessed with it? It's quite a twisted form of love. He's like, what proof do you have that I'm trying to destroy it? Please explain this forced choice to me. He says, bro, you're a baby crying for attention. If the association became boring to you, you'd go find a new playmate. The quickest way to find one is to dump chimeras into the world. That would also force a change in policy regarding the Dark Continent. If the association shows a backbone, you'd happily deliver the finishing blow by sending the chimeras. To take the exam is the only way for anyone to become a member. A balanced exam that Cheetah will create amounts to a free pass for anyone with your tutelage and connections. Your followers will pass in bulk, though I don't know what you do with an association full of chimeras. But you and I are similar. We both think in unorthodox ways. And that's why I think what I think, you scumbag. He's just like, damn, well, that's one way to put it, but you're right, so whatever. People normally feel happiness when they love and are loved in return. But I feel happiness when people hate me, and I feel compelled to hurt the things that are dear to me. But is that so strange? Yes, my nigga, you a weirdo. Ging says it depends on the extent. I'm saying you're totally out of it, and that's not how we're alike. One of them tries to interrupt, but he's like, nah, bro, I'm talking. Stay out of this, Baldy. His man start getting hyped like, bro, who the hell are you talking to? Walking up in here and acting like this. Before he could even finish the sentence, like, I don't know why you would walk up on Ging like that. Or maybe he didn't actually punch him and just threatened him. I'm not sure what the fuck just happened. And he just tells bro to stay out the way. And he looks to the right and asks, are you the one who calls the shots? And it shows that he's talking to this like doll. Pariston's like, come on, Ging, I'm number 2, of course, behind Netero's son. He's like, oh, it's not a hierarchy of strength? And he says, bro, you're underestimating me. Yo, if you were only about brute force, I'd pummel you and that would be it. That's not the case, which is trouble. You'd be laughing inside even as I made you cough up blood and stepped on your head. I'd have to break your spirit instead. And he just says, Bro is such a weirdo, bruh. What is it, like a masochist? Somebody who likes pain? Like, bro, Pariston's a fucking weirdo. And Ging says, I'm number 2 now. Got a problem with that? And bro really just walked in their headquarters and took over.